Hi guys, it's Natalie, and today we are going to unbox the December Ginger Quilter box. There's been a little bit of back and forth about the time I was gonna do this, but because of yesterday, that was the plan. That was plan A, was yesterday. And then I got sick. I don't know if you can hear my voice sounds a little gravelly, but I was sick in bed yesterday. So, and I wasn't sure if I was going to feel better today. So I thought, well, let's just schedule for Friday. But in my brain fog, so that was plan B. Friday was plan B. In my brain fog, I forgot that I have an appointment tomorrow for an MRI. And don't worry, nothing's wrong. But it's, if you're wondering, because this is the internet, this is where we overshare. I have a really high risk for breast cancer in my family, so I am going to get a breast MRI to make sure it's all preventative still. But hey, sorry, that was my daughter. So it's all preventative, but it's all just to make sure we're good. So that was plan B. So now this is plan C, which is just to do it now because I feel good and I don't want this to go too long. Anyway, so let's dive in. The December Ginger Quilter box is all about triangles. We've never done a triangle box in for the Ginger Quilter box. So let's dive in and see what we've got. The color scheme for this box was inspired by my employee, Katie. Well, she's my friend first, and then she's my employee. She was my friend first, and she helps. And I was telling her I had a hard time planning this one out when I was in brainstorming phase. And she's like, you know what colors I love together are like navy blues and Kelly greens. And I was like, I love those colors too. I should do that. So now you're going to see that in the box. So this is the letter. And Melinda says I got my box the other day and loved it. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So we have our little letter here. The link is on its way, Melinda. Oh, thanks for hopping on. I imagine that's Katie. Thank you, Katie. So here we go. We've got the, I don't know. No, that might just, anyway, whatever. Okay. We've got our letter. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. Let's call it brain fog. This is what shows you everything that comes in the Ginger Quilter box. And then we've got our pattern. So you guys can see this is all triangles. They're not quite equilateral triangles. So if you got the Halloween mega box, that is actually, you sewed it into strips and then cut it into triangles. This is just triangles. Now the pattern, or the pattern comes with a template. And I thought about just having you guys cut out the template. But then I was like, oh, that's a pain in the butt. Let's not do that. So you guys got a plastic template. Can you see that? I know it's clear, but so this is a full-size tall triangle ruler. This is by Lori Holt. It's really hard to see that clear, but it's nice and big. How tall is this? 9 inches tall. That's big. I never actually looked at how tall it was. I mean, I like saw it, but never looked at the number. Anyways, so yeah, that we got the pattern, the template. Now we need the fabric. That's what I was going for next. Okay, so this is the fabric bundle. You got 10 fat quarter bundles. Now, before I go further, I need to tell you what was special about this box. This is a stash buster box. Every year, I love to do a stash buster box where I'm going to give you enough fabric to make a small quilt, like a baby size quilt. And the goal is for you to add your own scraps or your own stash, not necessarily scraps, but things that we've hoarded, kept, and your goal is to make this bigger. So with these 10 fat quarters, you can make like it was probably like 45 by 45 inch quilt. And I included the pattern for that with a link. If you just wanted to make that, this is all the fabric you're going to need for that. But I sent you the pattern also to make this a little bit bigger. So you are going to go through your stash and see what blues and greens and aquas you can add to make this a bigger quilt. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and see the fabrics that we've got here. This one was really fun. It's always fun to kind of put together based on a color, because I feel like then the prints can actually be quite wild and fun, rather than having to stick to a theme. You're more worried about the color and how the color reads. So, okay, so let's start. We've got these cute daisies. And let's see, I can't remember all of these. This is by Moda. This is Gingerbur. Gingerbur? Is that how you say it? I don't even know. Really, really nice daisies. That's on a navy blue, if that didn't come through. This is like a little itsy bitsy daisy. This is a Riley Blake basic. So they have this in like tons of different colors, but we got it in this Kelly green. This is by Poppy Cotton. This is just a pinstripe navy. And almost everybody got all these fabrics. Well, everybody got almost all these fabrics. If there's one or two that didn't match the bundle you got, that is because when I order fabric, I might order 45 yards of fabric and the manufacturers might send me 42. And so they try hard to send what they can, but sometimes if they're short, they're just going to send 42. So then I have to sub in for those last 3 yards anyway. So every once in a while, there's slight variation in the bundles that go out, but for the most part, everybody got the same. So this is a polka dot. I think this was a Moda as well. This one doesn't have the selvage, so I can't read that one. This one was a Moda polka dot. This one is Liberty. Really nice. I just love those rolling hills, and I just thought the aqua and the blue and green were so nice for this bundle. These are just cute airplanes. This was a Moda as well. I want to say this was Stacy East Shoe, maybe. This one was by Lindsay Cole McRae, Moda Feed Sacks. This is just kind of like a navy, but it wasn't quite as dark a navy as some of the other ones. So navy with like a crosshatch trellis type thing. This one was I think this was a Riley Blake. Really fun blues and greens. This one is by Stacy East Shoe. Oh, so the other one wasn't Stacy East Shoe, because that one was a Moda, and this one's a Riley Blake. So anyway, really cute elephants. I mean, this is the kind of print that I love doing just colors, because I might not be brave enough to stick an elephant in any quilt. I might think, oh, that doesn't really match. But if you're just going on the colors, you can do some really wild prints, and they're so fun. They're so cute. Kind of like I Spy, And then this one is a wood green print. There was one that a lot of you got that I don't have in this bundle that was kind of like a Scrabble or like a crossword. That one, I loved that one. I probably have scraps, but I'd have to go dig them out. But that's not the one I have for the same bundle. Okay, so you got 10 fat quarters. That's a lot of fabric. 10 fat quarters to make this quilt, with the challenge for you to add as many of your own fabrics as you can to make it as big as you want. And because all these blocks are the same size, you just have to kind of figure out, okay, how long do I want my row? How many blocks am I going to have? And then sew them together in that order. Okay, so let's talk about the gift. We've got the notion. We'll do the gift and the treat, okay? So the notion was your big triangle ruler. That's really going to help you make this quilt. Now, the gift was also a notion. So you got 2 notions this month. You got double notions. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. So this is a mini stash and store. Yeah, okay, I wanted to make sure I called it the right thing. Mini stash and store. This is by, why can't I think of the name? It's So Emma. So it's this cute little thing that's going to sit on your desk, and you can store different things. It just kind of hangs on to your little tools while you're using them. Now, I don't know if will a rotary blade fit in here? Yeah. So you can see it's just kind of these silicone It's got, whoa, it's got these silicone little holders, you know, and then you can just stick whatever it is you're using in there just to hold it and then make it available for when you want to use it again. So I think this is really cute, really fun. And so everybody got a stash and store to keep everything tidy. And as we go into the new year, I always want to try and like focus on being organized because heaven knows I need it. So I wish I was a more naturally organized person. So that's why I need lots of little things like this to help me when it doesn't come naturally. So I hope you guys enjoy using that to hold your tools and things. Now let's get to the treat. This was your Toblerone because it's triangle shaped. When you open your Toblerone candies, your chocolate is going to be in triangle shape. And so that idea came to me very quickly. I thought, triangle quilt, we have to have Toblerones. So I hope you guys enjoy this really actually quite a lot of chocolate. So I love Toblerone. This is really good quality chocolate and it's very, it's really good to just let it melt in your mouth. Delicious. Okay, so should we recap? Let's start with the pattern. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm still sniffly. We have our triangle pattern. It's called Triangle Time. And you're just going to make all these triangles. And there's some good instructions here of how to do this. And I am planning on doing a tutorial of how to do your triangles and just get them to line up the right way. So Triangle Time is our pattern. And in order to get good triangle shapes, you've got your ruler right here, your template ruler. That's your notion. And you've got this great bundle of blues and greens, 10 fat quarters to get you started. And then the challenge is for you to add as many of your own fabrics as you want to make your quilt as big as you want. Okay, this is our Stash Buster box, which I love to do once a year, just to encourage us to use up the fabric we have. You know, I'm big about that. I've got the Scrappy Society that's all about encouraging you to use the fabric you already have. And so the Stash Buster box goes right along with that. Then we got our, okay, we got our fabrics. Then we got our Stash and Store to hold on to our tools and keep our desks organized, or at least a little less cluttered in my case. And then our Toblerone chocolate, our triangle chocolates. So that was the December box. I don't have a sample made yet of the quilt or else I would show you, but I'm planning on doing that with you guys to show you how to match up those triangles and stuff. So looking forward into January, we have a really fun box planned. It's a pattern that I've sewn before, so I feel very experienced going into it. I'm excited. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's kind of playing on the idea of word of the year. So, you know, a lot of people at the beginning of a new year like to set their intentions for the year by choosing a word or like a phrase. So sometimes I kind of play with it and then I often forget the word. So I can't say I have done this and held on to a word forever for the whole year or anything, but I love the inspiration that comes in January. I have I have mixed feelings about resolutions because I feel like you can set goals all year long. So it doesn't just have to be in January, but I do love the fresh start and the goal setting that happens in January. So, so in light of that, we're going to play with the word of the year. That's kind of be the theme of our January box. So if you're ready for a fresh start and to get started, go ahead and join the Ginger Quilter box. We have it. It comes monthly. It's $66 a month. And it comes with a kit on your porch every month delivered, free shipping. And that's going to have everything that you need to make your quilt project. Usually if it's a quilt, you're going to get everything to make the quilt top. If it's a smaller project like a pillow or a table runner, I'm going to try and put in as much of those materials as you can. If I have the budget and the room, I'm going to put in the backing, I'm going to put in the batting. So I really want this to be something that you can just open your box, sit down and sew, because it's so important that we spend time doing the things that make us happy. So that is quilting for me. And if you're watching this video, I'm going to bet that's quilting for you too. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, I'm sorry for the time mix up, but I'm glad I got to hang out with you guys here on live. If you ever have any questions, go ahead and drop them for me in the comments and I'll go ahead and get back to you. But thanks everybody for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.